All right, guys. I was so confused today. Greg put out a trade that was a put. Like when I first saw it, I emailed him right away. I said, "Dude, puts? Wait, you meant calls, right?" I mean, he even said it in such a way that it sounded like it was like he was going to add to the position. So he seems really bearish right here. But I wanted to go over. I was just looking at the. I wasn't even trading. Uh, but I just thought it was weird. But I wanted to look at the chart just to kind of see where he sent out the alert, and I wanted to see what he was probably looking at the time. Um, and so here's today's action. I also want to pull up the watch list for this as well, and we'll see. Okay, I don't know why that's not working. And then we'll see what he was looking at here. So this is kind of my watch list here. So he's probably looking at TNX. I don't see where he was seeing the 10-year giving him any signals to go short. Oil was just barely down. The dollar was at the time was down and trending down. So I'm not really sure what he was looking at as far as those indicators go. Maybe Bitcoin being down a little bit kind of gave him a bearish outlook. But I know if you look at this chart here, uh, just starting with the main one, we just started the day off kind of bearish. These lines in here are kind of some other lines that I use, but uh, I mean, it just started kind of down. You can see where the fissure was already crossed just coming into the day. And so if you're just watching this throughout the day, you don't really see anywhere that you want to buy, like you maybe were thinking about buying in here. But once this happened here, once this little candle printed, uh, that looks pretty bad. Like it's about to break these levels here. And then you can come over here and you can see. So this happened at this candle happened at about 12. The email went out about 1. So I'm wondering if he saw this arrow here and then he goes in here on this other 45-minute candle and says, "Okay, look, we're going down." Uh, it just kind of looks bad. If you look at the Renko bars all day, basically just came in just with a real negative bias. Only one green one off from the first one. There's one other green one. And I got these on 50 ticks, so there's every 50 cents it prints one. And then coming in here, when it broke this yellow line here on the Keltners, that's not a good thing. So kind of all happened at the same time. Like right here, you got the Darvis and the hole kind of giving you an indication that things are kind of headed down. I mean, I don't know if he was expecting basically what we would call like a move six, which is where they just start selling it off at the last 45 minutes of the day. Um, but I don't think he was expecting that, but he just saw it kind of going down, and he was probably expecting a continuation for the next day, which obviously he said in his video that there's probably some more downside. And I would tend to agree with that, depending on unless, they start throwing out some new news and stuff. But I mean, it's not looking pretty for the short term, but we'll just see. So, lining this up for tomorrow, probably looking to see kind of how the pre-market is setting up, what we're looking at with this Fisher transform, if this is going to set up the same way. I definitely want to be watching some sectors, like the open the economy like watching BK&G, watching UAL, watching Boeing. If those start like Boeing sold off today, I mean that was kind of a tell too, where it just pops to 225 or whatever, and then just sells off the rest of the day. I mean, there's no way the market could hold up with that kind of action. Um, but yeah, so I would just be kind of looking at how this is coming into the open. Don't necessarily need to take a trade right away, but I am going to be looking for the market. So here's my setup for tomorrow here. I have a software that kind of tells me kind of a range for it's AI generated, and then it gives me some predicted levels to watch. So I'm going to be looking for some action in this area here around 359, 360, 358. If I start seeing some weakness in there, I'll probably go buy those 359 puts for February. You might catch, 10, 15% if it decides to continue down, because there's a lot of room here. See all the way to 359. It's going to be very hard unless we gap over this level here. It's going to be very hard to break through and go up. We're going to need some really good news. Otherwise, it's just going to probably pop and sell off. But be waiting to see if this Darvis box arrow and the whole kind of give me some signals. We'll see how the Renkos start playing out. If those just start red and just keep printing red boxes, and then if we open up inside the lower end of this Keltner channel, running into tomorrow, again, that's kind of lining up here. So with these two levels, these are going to be some pretty big levels. It's 358.50 to 359. Looking to get some SPY puts going down for Friday, maybe just for some lottos, or just go buy those February 359s in the monies. So yeah, just kind of wanted to go do a quick recap of that, just because it was very strange seeing Greg go puts, and I figured it was probably because of the system he's using now. Because we obviously know he hasn't bought puts in 2 years that I remember. And I think he's only bought and puts for hedges. So, all right. Anyways, thanks. Hit like, subscribe. Bye.